Hey guys, Deathlitter Magic here, and it's time to make a video that I've wanted to make for a long time, but honestly I just plain forgot, and combined with I just couldn't get my crap together. But given recent events, I think this is the perfect time to make this video. The number one thing that I absolutely love about Magic the Gathering is not the design, the artwork, the thrill of the gameplay, the prizes. That's not it, not even close. The one thing I like the most and respect the most is that it's like whenever geeks come together and do something, we're like really civil. Like we can be petty and stuff and weird and, you know, people get angry and fly off the handle. That's kind of like our thing too. But also it's like we can just like come together and say, hey, you know, this is my people, you know? It's just like Pokemon Go players, you know, you gotta be a little out there and a little gamer oriented and a little geeky to play Pokemon Go, sort of. So if you're out there playing, you know, you see somebody else playing, you're like, hey, I saw a Haunter back there by the gas station. Like, oh, thanks. You know, because it's like you're part of a group. Like, you all have something in common. You're not just random people. They're not necessarily, I mean, yeah, they're a stranger, but they're kind of already included in your social circle because of what they're doing. And the same goes for Dungeons and Dragons. The same goes for, like, LARPing or any kind of role-playing or any of that. When geeks get together, they get along. And they're more civil and more, like, I don't know. I don't even know the words to describe it, but it's just they click. You know, they're polite and they give people a lot of leeway, and it just works. And the same is pretty much true on the whole for Magic the Gathering. Now, you guys know there was just one bad group of about 15 or 20 people at my old local gaming store that do not fit into this category. They're just miserable people. But everybody else I played with, including, you know, the people that got me into Magic, they're just like super cool. And it's like the weirdest side effect of that. We've got 12-year-olds playing, we've got 60-year-olds playing, we've got women playing, we've got people playing with their kids. You've got people that work a crappy shift job, you've got people that work in IT. You got doctors playing, I've actually heard of. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody is like, oh, I can't hang out with him because I'm 20 and they're 60 and that's just weird and we're not going to have anything in common. No, we get together and we play Magic because that's what we're into. That's the only thing that matters. There's no age discrimination. There's no, oh, he's too different than me. She's too different than me. It's just we're here to play Magic. Now, I should add the little disclaimer that maybe your group and maybe your local gaming store isn't like that. But I know a lot of MTG players. I've played MTG in a lot of different locations. I've been to a lot of different gaming stores and, you know, small tournaments and stuff. And the people just click. It's the same with like a Dance Dance Revolution tournament or event. It's the same with like a Smash Brothers event. You go there and the people just kind of automatically get along. Nobody's like, oh, we are all 18 to 25 white males and we all play, you know, whatever video game. We'll say Street Fighter. How about that? That's a good one. And what is this 60-year-old doing here? That's weird. He shouldn't be allowed to play this. The video games are for the young. This is weird. We need to kind of shun him. No, it is precisely the opposite. And I would say let's just take another hobby. Let's take fishing or paintball, because those are about the opposites. What's the fishing stereotype? Okay, got to be a middle-aged, kind of husky, you know, fat-ish white guy. I mean, that's what's on the sports channels. It's pretty much, it's like bowling. It's just fat white guys. And alcoholics too. apparently you have to be a fat white alcoholic guy to go fishing or have a fishing show or participate in a fishing tournament. Let's say like somebody shows up to a fishing tournament and they're like a 17-year-old Asian kid. Do you think the community would be like, yeah, fishing, yay, that's not weird at all? They'd be like, what the hell? They're not racist. It's kind of like golf. Everybody who plays it is the same color, right? That's the stereotype. Oh, and of course, women don't golf. I think we're kind of past that one. I'm kind of digging up, you know, the 80s and 90s here. And then in paintball, like I've played paintball with people or airsoft, and it's like, what the hell is this like 45-year-old guy doing here? Like, why did this person bring their girlfriend? This is a macho guy thing. If you're not all the same age or the same color, the same background or the same just anything in common, then all of a sudden there's an anomaly and it's like, what the heck? But when you play Magic, it doesn't matter. People show up and they're like, oh, that's cool. Hey, there's a guy who's playing who's 60. He's been playing for 20 years. That's awesome. That's totally cool. Like, I'm going to tell people about that because of how awesome it is that, like, somebody could come out and hang with people that they would normally have nothing in common with, like, in theory, and, like, we all get along, and it's, like, the weirdest thing. And then, like I said in my other video, there's, like, 12-year-olds that show up and they're perfectly civil and act like complete adults and play the game properly and get along with everybody. Nobody really thinks twice about these things, at least not where I'm from. So let's even take my Dungeons and Dragons group right now. Let's see. I'm 29. Oh, let's just go around the table. I have no idea how old he is. He's got to be 55 or something like that. It's such a non-issue, I don't even know. Like, that's how much I don't care about it. Our DM's like 61. The other dude's about 38. Other dude's 49. Then we got a woman in her 60s. And if I roll it back a little bit, I think we had a 14-year-old too. Oh, and we used to have a guy with his wife or girlfriend or fiance or something like that. I think fiance. I think they didn't get married yet. They were probably in their late 20s. It didn't matter. We didn't care. We were all there to play D&D and have fun, and we're accepting, and that's the thing. Like, geek culture is accepting. I don't care what anybody says or how the media tries to portray us, or everybody starts saying, oh, only this certain group and type and gender and age play these certain games, do these certain things, and boy, are they, like, xenophobic to anybody outside the little group. The opposite is true, especially in Magic the Gathering. Now, from what I've heard, and everybody knows this, you know, it's like in the back of everybody's mind, apparently it's just a bunch of white guys playing Magic. Like, that's apparently the stereotype. I don't know how that started, and I don't know how true it is. I do know how true it is that it's mostly male, but, you know, competitive sports and that testosterone thing, that's a neurological, biological thing that we like to compete with each other, so naturally guys would be drawn to it. I don't think it's sexism, it's just what happens. I mean, you look at like MMA or something, mixed martial arts. Yeah, it's mostly guys. I mean, I'm not saying women, like it's weird that women are also competing. That's fine if that's what you want to do. Whatever, like that's cool. But of course, it draws in guys because guys are like, yes, I like to go out and punch people. That's what the chemicals in my bloodstream make me want to do. And then if you're a woman and you want to go punch somebody, that's cool too. Especially if you work customer service or at the DMV, then I guarantee you want to go out and punch somebody. That's not even a testosterone thing. You're just, oh, I like being athletic and I like punching people and fighting in competition. Like, you don't have to be a guy. It's just that's what it is. And I think since MTG is so like you know, aggressive and winning in tournaments and it's, you know, that kind of thing, it just kind of appeals to guys. Does that mean that the whole entire community is sexist? Oh my God, no. Like, I don't even know why people are bringing that up. They go to Friday Night Magic, see a bunch of white guys, and all of a sudden, oh, we're all racist and we're all sexist because of it. The couple times that a female type person has showed up to my local gaming stores, any of them, nobody even blinked. Nobody cared. Nobody treated them any differently. Some people mentioned it. Like, people were like, hey, there's a girl here. And it was more like, hey, there's a new person here. It wasn't, you know, just the fact that they were a female just kind of was on top of that. But nobody was making inappropriate comments. Certainly nobody was telling them to get out of there. In fact, the staff members were primarily female at that local gaming store, and nobody really gave a crap about that. I mean, the way I treat people and the way that I see other people treating people is based on how they treat us. Like, if you're a complete psychopath, I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, I'm going to treat you poorly because of it. That or avoid you or hope you leave. I mean, that's not sexism or racism or ageism or anything. It's just you're a dick. It's you're a dickism. Yes, I'll admit it. I discriminate against people who are complete dicks. I know that comes as a surprise to all of you who watch my channel. Now, from my couple local gaming stores, I would say, yeah, it's mostly white guys that show up. And that's, you know, now all of a sudden, all the wizards and everybody who plays their products and everybody, we're all racist. Oh my God. Just because, you know, like people of other color and minorities or different backgrounds and different ethnicities don't show up to play Magic, apparently. I still don't know if that's actually true or not. Now, in my area, which, you know, I live in Wisconsin, I mean, there is a lot of people of a lot of different colors. I mean, people move around. It's freaking 2016. It's not just like you go to one place and they're all one color, except for like Utah. Just go ahead and cross off Utah in my statistics. There goes those viewers. No, but seriously, that's the one I thought of from the last census data about like the whitest state. I'm pretty sure it was Utah. They had the least diversity. So yeah, it was either that or Idaho. And I'm going to stop guessing before I lose more viewers. But in my city and in my area, and I've been everywhere in my state, I've been to almost every city in the state because I travel for my other job. Yeah, in Wisconsin, it's probably 80-90% white people. I don't know, whatever. So that's who shows up to local gaming stores. That's who shows up to any event. I mean, you go to the county fair, the state fair. It's an exact representation of everybody. It's not like, oh, the Mexicans stay out of the state fair. No, everybody shows up. Nobody cares. And Wisconsin has this ridiculous image that we're all like racist. I don't think I've met a sincere racist. I've heard like some old people say some insensitive things, but Like, nobody's just like outright, oh my gosh, KKK racist. Like, this group is inferior and they need to be kicked out of the country. Like, that level of racism, like real racism. I've never heard of any of my black friends failing to get a job anywhere or even feel like they're being discriminated against. Now, with the riots in Milwaukee where they're burning the place down because, what was it, a black police officer shot a black person? I don't even understand that. Those are just professional perpetual victims, okay? So those people, you interview them and they'll say, yes, racism everywhere in my whole life. Everything bad in my life is because of racism. Well, they're just living in a fantasy world, okay? They watch BET, it brainwashes them, and all of a sudden everybody's racist, everyone's against them, and nothing is their fault. And I think it's that kind of people who give Magic players a bad reputation, you know? When really back in reality, I go to my old local gaming store that had about 50 people for every F&M. I had to think pretty hard to see how many people were like, I guess, part of a minority group or mixed race or any of that, because I don't care. It's not something that's in my brain. I don't care what color they are or where they're from or how they speak or anything. I mean, if they're Hispanic and their parents were Hispanic and they just moved here last week from Mexico, bien, puedo practicar mi español. As you can tell, I could use a little more of that. I mean, I think we've got a couple Asian players, at least a couple Latino, I don't even know, honestly. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of white guys, but that's because that's who lives in Wisconsin. I don't think that people are like, I'm this color, I'm this group, I'm this background, I can't play Magic because that's a white guy thing. I'm a female, I can't play Magic. I just don't see that. That's not in my community, that's not in my area. So that's why it really pisses me off when we are the most inclusive group, just geeks in general and geek hobbies. We're just so inclusive, and then like wizards and bad press and certain just irresponsible journalists are reporting that, oh my gosh, so much racism, and oh, Wizards needs to go out of their way. They feel like they need to do this. They go out of their way to overreact to everything. Everything has to be so pro-diversity. It's like in the late 80s where if you didn't have one person of every color in your cereal commercial, you were going to get 100,000 letters in the mail. Seriously, those ads were comical. They were so, like, purposely trying too hard inclusive that it was racist. Even roll back 10 years. Who were they casting for roles, and when do people complain about it? Like, if there's a new crime drama on TV, they dang well better have one person of every group. Because the SJWs are gonna whine about it, and that's what's going on right now in the community. I guarantee some of them are gonna take everything I just said that's completely reasonable, ignore all the times I have said I am not racist, I don't care what color, what gender, any of that, I don't care about any of that. I treat people based on their actions the way that they deserve to be treated from how they treat me, and that is it. That is the end. They're going to ignore that and just say, oh my god, there's some sort of off-color things in this video. Desolator's a racist. We need to get rid of him. Burn him at the stake. But, you know, that's their hobby. My hobby is Magic and YouTube. Their hobby is being professionally angry and going on the internet and yelling at people because that makes them feel better. That's what they do. Everybody knows it. It basically goes without saying. I didn't even need to just mention it because you all know it already. I basically just said it to purposely piss them off. Oh, pissing off SJWs on purpose kind of is my other hobby too. I might even make another channel about it. There's really two types of people, and they're both just miserable, and I'll go through this really quick because it's not really on topic. One, you've got Sarkeesian. She likes to make money off of it. It's kind of like Nancy Grace back in the old CNN days. She might still have a show. I don't know. I canceled cable. I'm poor. She gets all the moms whipped up in anything mom related and just blows everything out of proportion and only reports on one topic so that every time you watch her show, you are pissed off. So Anita likes to see sexism and racism, well, mostly just sexism, that's pretty much her thing. She sees it everywhere, and body shaming is everywhere, and she's lying, basically. She's just lying. She's playing it up because now she has an audience and she can make money off them. She can raise funds, and she can put out content that they'll watch and make ad revenues on it. She gets book deals. Twitter's now paying her to be on some kind of ridiculous oversight board. It's gotten blown completely out of control, and I can tell from her videos and her attitudes, this is just my opinion, not a stated fact. Don't sue me, you crazy psycho. I'm sure that helped. She knows that everything she reports on is just a load of crap. She's going full-blown 24-hour cable news network. She's blowing everything out of proportion just because it's alarmist and she can get people to watch her. And that equals money, and it's as simple as that. She lies, she contradicts herself, she says whatever fact sounds nice at the time and then contradicts it later because it gets her views and it makes the videos sound nice. Everything she has to say is a load of crap, and she's damaging any kind of like gender equality, anything. The movement, the group of feminism, the word feminism, she is just taking a crap all over it so that she can make money, and that is ridiculous. Then there's the second group where they're just mentally unstable. There's just something wrong with them mentally where they see themselves as the victim everywhere. Maybe 10 years ago, one job interviewer who was a white male said, oh, we don't want to hire you because you're a woman or something like that, or made an off-color comment about them being a woman or how they fit perfectly as being a secretary, and it just traumatized them. That just shattered their whole psyche, and now every single male is a pig. They're all sexist, rapists. Oh, they're just terrible. So because of that one thing, for the rest of their life, they're going to go around on the internet just demolishing every single pretend everything about white men. Oh my gosh, they're just the devil. And those people, they just need psychological help. I'm not saying that to piss them off or to down talk to them. I legitimately mean they need psychological help. Like, literally, that's what they need to go do to make themselves get better and stop being pissed off constantly. If you know somebody like this, tell them they're angry, they're paranoid, they're delusional, and they need to go seek professional help, because seriously, they're not going to get better otherwise. These people just spiral downward until they get arrested or just go completely nuts and get institutionalized. I mean, that's what happens to these people if you follow them. And those are the type of people that Wizards is catering to because, oh, Magic is a white male game, apparently. Apparently it's golf. Who knew? So they need to listen to these psychopaths because, well, they have a big audience of their little echo chamber of people who want to listen to them. They only hear their own views, and then they just have the mom mentality where they go attack everything. So it's like, what are we attacking today? Oh, this brand said something about women. Woo, attack them. Oh, now this politician made a comment that we know what it means, but we're going to, like, misinterpret it on purpose and then jump all over him because it makes us feel like we're doing something. So that's who's talking to Wizards of the Coast. That's who's all over Reddit. I mean, it's because that's what they do. They go all day and just watch for this stuff and then pounce on it, send out an email, tweet about it, then their whole group pounces on it, and it artificially makes it look like everyone's pissed off because their big progressive equality nonsense that isn't even about equality, it's just about being angry. They make that look like it's everybody in their customer base, and, people start losing sponsors on shows. People start, getting fired from their jobs as news reporters and just whatever else those stupid groups have done lately. So then they go to Wizards and they're like, I don't like Jeremy because he tells it like it is, and once in a while there's a slightly off-color but not remotely discriminatory thing that he said, and I just don't like people like that. Plus he's a white male, so automatically he's a pig and he's evil. So then let's all write into Reddit and Wizards and notify them and tell them we're not going to tolerate this. And because Wizards is, just stupid as a corporation, whoever's making the decisions there falls for this crap because I guess they don't live in the real world. And before you know it, they're like, screw Jeremy. Yeah, okay, snap decision. Woo, we got to throw him under the bus and get rid of him, or we're going to have millions of people outside of our headquarters marching and protesting and giving us bad press, and then there goes our entire business because the SJWs will ruin our business. Maybe they're right. They are a bunch of psychopaths, and they will go to those ends, but it's probably just like 10 people, 10 really freaking loud people, really obnoxious internet, just stalkers who just look for their next target, and they probably don't even play Magic, honestly. They're not even customers of the company. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously, you're falling for this stupid crap, and there's really only two types of companies. Ones that ignore SJWs, they don't buy into their crap at all, they don't cater to them, they don't listen to them, they just dismiss all their just ranting and just blow it off, ignore it, and nothing bad happens to them. People try to sign this, that petition, get this boycott going, doesn't work. Then there's the type of company, and, just to generalize, they're usually on one of the coasts, which is the super hyper-progressive liberal zone, and, the Midwest is all conservative. That's like not even a stereotype, that's just true. So there's from some big city where everybody's hyper-liberal and everybody's just like, it's mandatory that you put up with everything and you can't have your own opinion. You got to fit in with the mass and follow the sheep, and anyone else is literally Hitler. Like, if you legitimately don't agree with somebody else's views, oh my gosh, you're the worst person ever because you're not allowed to have that opinion. I think everybody knows by now that I don't agree with transgenderism. I think that there's two genders. I'm way in the majority on that opinion. And I think that if you're a man and you feel like you're a woman, you're born in the wrong body, you should probably seek psychological help, because logically, talk to people like that. Go find people who thought that they, were feeling transgender. They just felt, something was wrong. And then it turns out, yeah, they had some psychological problems and they resolved it. And now they feel right, like their mental problem was corrected. Now let's see, who agrees with me on that? Pretty much the vast majority of the rest of the world. There are, you go to East Asia, Europe, North America, South America, all these cultures and all these belief systems, and everybody came up separately without really interacting with each other. And then they all independently decided, in general, in the vast majority, that transgender people, there's just something wrong with them. That's not normal, that's not acceptable. So you got the 0.5% last I heard in America saying, oh my God, you all, like, now as of the last 5 years need to start treating them like it's normal. Like the last couple thousand years don't matter. Listen to me right now because I'm the angriest and the loudest. Are you kidding me right now? But apparently, if I were to like go to a Wizards of the Coast event and step up on stage like at PAX or something and say, hey, I don't agree with transgenderism. I think there's only two genders. What do you guys think would happen to me considering Wizards of the Coast last couple actions? Now, let me add that I don't hold up signs saying that God hates the transgendered people or gays or any of that. I don't treat them like crap. I don't treat them less than human. I treat them like a normal person. If they're interested and want my opinion and ask me what I think of them and their lifestyle, I'll tell them, and I'll tell them politely. I'm not a dick about it because that's what I believe in. I don't believe in treating other people badly. Just because I don't agree with something that they're doing doesn't mean I'm going to treat them badly. I mean, I don't agree with people getting divorced either. I'm very against that in almost any case. But I'm not going to go to some protest saying, if you got divorced, you're sinning and you're terrible, you're awful, you're a horrible person, you are just the devil, and oh my gosh, you should feel ashamed, and I hate you, and you need to die. No, that's not me. But that's how Wizards would treat me. Oh yes, that is what would happen. Why? Because they've fallen for this hyper-liberal pro-SJW PC crap. They've gotten on the PC crap train, and there's no getting off that train because it's going pretty damn fast right now. And I think that sums up exactly the situation of what's going on right now. They've literally taken the most inclusive group I know of, which is geek culture, where everybody's welcome and nobody cares, and there's almost no discrimination, at least lower than the general public by far. And they've treated it like everybody at Wizards needs to be a social justice warrior, and they need to just stomp out every tiny little thing that happens. And they need to overreact to everything because otherwise they're going to be seen as racist or discriminatory or sexist. So Wizards, I strongly suggest you grow some balls. Yes, I just made that statement that probably, oh my God, I'm so sexist, oh my God. It's a saying, get over it. They need to be brave. There, I corrected it. They need to be brave, get some courage, and ignore these idiots. There is very little discrimination in their player base and their customer base. They should be proud of that. And every time somebody points out the fact that there is, they need to tell them that they're wrong. And they could outline it with statistics. I guarantee it. There are so many companies out there that do not put up with this psychotic crap. It just bounces off them because they're not going to buy into it. And the funny thing is it all comes down to usually one or two people, the head of the PR department, the head of the marketing department. Whatever their personal beliefs are, that becomes the company's belief, as long as the majority of the higher-ups kind of agree with them. So if the company flips super liberal, then that's going to be their policy on everything. And if they flip super conservative, that's going to be their policy on everything. Now see, you've got the Catholic Church coming out saying what they think about abortion, birth control, and certain healthcare things and all that. That's because they're the Catholic Church. I mean, it makes sense. Then you've got like Chick-fil-A coming out and saying, I don't remember what it was. What was it, abortion or something? Or some gay rights thing. I don't even remember what it was. They came out and said it. How the hell can you not just sell chicken without like saying your opinion on controversial, polarizing political topics? I mean, seriously. I've run my shop, and every single day I go into work, and I must be a wizard or something because I can do my job and work in the department that I do. Or, I mean, I'm the owner. I mean, I work in the field that I do without just spouting off what I think about abortion to my customers. I don't know how I do it. I really don't. Apparently, like Facebook, they can't operate a website without going pro-gay all over everybody. Good job. You operated a website and managed to piss off, like, around 50%. It's about a 50-50 issue. They pissed off about 50% of their users for something that has nothing to do with their damn business. Which really brings me to my last point. Wizards. You sell Dungeons and Dragons products. You sell Magic the Gathering. I honestly don't know what else you sell. How about you keep all the gender crap and all the age crap and racism crap, you keep it out of all of everything you say. Keep it out of the PR program, keep it out of the marketing pamphlet. Just say you're against discrimination, live it out and actually make it true, and stop it at that. When you file the paperwork to form a corporation in America, there is not a little box that says, what does your corporation think about abortion and birth control and same-sex marriage? No, you don't have to comment on that. Your job is to, for example, make chicken. Make chicken and sell chicken. You do not sell abortions. You do not sell birth control pills. You don't have gay weddings at your restaurants, although I think that might have been what started it. That's a terrible example. I think somebody wanted to have a gay wedding at one of their restaurants. Yeah, they could have just said, we don't sell weddings, we sell chicken. Just left it at that. I might be mixing that up with another restaurant. I heard about it rather recently, actually. Tells you how much I follow this craziness in the news. I really don't. So Wizards, grow the hell up. Focus on your core product and stop being stupid. And most of all, stop listening to the social justice warriors. They're idiots, and you're going to drive away more people than if you just told them to piss off. It's really that simple, but, you know, apparently one too many liberals work at that company, and now they're all, pro-diversity, whatever, going out of their way to say all that crap to make themselves feel special and look better, in their own opinion. What's the result of it? PR nightmare, and half their customers are pissed. So, I guess I'm right. I think we all knew that, though. So, hopefully you guys agree with some of what I put in this video. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not one of those you need to follow my thought patterns and everything I believe in my exact belief system, or you're dead to me people. I do recognize that people are going to make their own decisions and that they're going to disagree with me, and I'm an adult about it. I can probably say the comment section of this video is not going to fit that description. But if you disagree with me, then just disagree with me. That's fine. I don't even care if you put it in the comment section, try and debate something with me. That's fine because, whatever. That's how people change their minds and get informed and see the other side of the argument instead of just it's all about me, me, me. So if you agree with me at all, make sure that you let Hasbro know, make sure that you let Wizards of the Coast staff members know that all this crap that's going on is unacceptable and you're going to leave as a customer if they don't cut it and correct it immediately. Social justice warriors have no place in Wizards at all. They just don't belong. They don't need to listen to them. It shouldn't be any part of the corporate culture. The end. That is the message I'm sending them. That's the message I have been sending them. They need to just keep making products and shut up about all this. Stop throwing people under the bus that don't deserve it and didn't say anything to merit it, and just get real and just stop being so utterly clueless. So make sure if you agree with that, you definitely send that to them, because you just sitting there nodding and saying, I agree, and then going to look at more awesome cat memes, it doesn't really communicate the problem to them, does it? Oh God, I sound like a social justice warrior. We all need to protest. We all need to get together and write some letters and make some change. I'm gonna go to change.org right now and make a petition. Just kidding. I have better things to do with my time. You all know it's cooking pasta at this point, right? I'm literally going to hit encode and go cook some pasta instead of making a petition. So if you like what I said, if you like pasta, any of that, leave it down in the comment section, and I will see you guys next video, which I guarantee will not be a controversial crap storm. I take that back. It probably will be.